It's a tragic story that has gained national attention. The story of Laggie, a dog that was recently shot in the head and left for dead.
Jungle Law's Tristan Woods and Lauren Sierra are here with Laggie's foster parent Shane Rudman to give us the latest in Laggie's case. She has been really mellow, really sweet this morning, and she's in recovery, right?
Yes.
That's how she's doing.
She's doing really, really well. To have taken 2 slugs to the head, and she's doing incredibly well.
And for anyone who doesn't know this story, tell us exactly what happened.
There were mushroom hunters heard shots north of St. Joe, or actually south of St. Joe in Buchanan County. They searched for about 15 minutes and came across her. She was setting up with her head draped down, crying in pain, blood everywhere. They called vets everywhere to try and get help. No vets would take her without a $1,000 credit card, which they didn't have.
Right.
And then Angel Express vet at M. Shuggies said, bring her. They got her there, they did the triage, and then Danielle, right here from Unleashed, Danielle, she had a volunteer that saw it on Facebook, clear down in Belton, and she goes, should I go? And her exact words were, go, just go. And they went 2 hours up, got her, brought her back, got her there to Blue Pearl, saved her life.
I can't wrap my head around and just comprehend the kind of person that could do this to an animal, or, it just concerns you and makes you think, what would they do to a person?
Well, because it does. I mean, what animal abusers, if they do it on an ongoing basis, usually do wind up abusing people.
Right.
That's why we got together.
Yeah, they usually start with the animals and they progress to the people. And so what happens when we find out who did this and we find the prosecutors to prosecute them, what usually occurs is, you find charges that they've had in their past. It's just not a one incident deal. So, if we get these guys to be charged with a felony, it'll progressively, so where they can be held accountable for this, maybe not do it again.
It does seem like it's hard to track them down and charge. So what do we know?
Here's where we're at. Here's what happens with local law enforcement. They got people on people crime. Animal abuse, here, the reality is, it goes by the wayside. It gets dropped by the wayside. It gets a little bit of publicity for a little bit. What we're doing with Animal Justice League of America is we're using media like you and social media to shine a very bright spotlight to eliminate that apathy within local law enforcement and shine a light on that evil so they know we're coming after them. Here's where we're at. I talked to Sheriff Hewitt yesterday, and I asked him, that's the Buchanan County Sheriff in this case, I asked him, is there anything he'd like to share? And he goes, here's what I'd like you to share on TV tomorrow. Your organization is freaking awesome. That was his quote. He said, we didn't have any leads, but because of what you've done, we've got dozens of leads. We believe we know who it is, and the person has already gone into hiding.
So there's been a lot of press.
Yes, a lot of press, a lot of heat, which then makes, unfortunately, I don't want to say it this way, but it forces law enforcement to do something because the community, and especially in a county, because it's an elected position,
Tristan and Lauren, what is your take on this, and what is Jungle Law doing to help?
Well, we teamed up with Shane. Once we heard about this story, we heard it in the news first, and then we got in touch with Shane, and he's like, can you help me out? And me and Lauren were like, absolutely. What can we do to help out?
Right.
So last week we held a press conference that got some national attention. We're just, Kansas City's become one of the most forefront dog rescue groups in the whole country. There's so many of them here, and it's just like Unleashed here's just been really helpful. And
what do
Lauren will explain
you
a little bit about
will change because of a result of this?
Well, one thing that we're really excited about is obviously we're pursuing criminal charges. We're also looking, as Jungle Law Group, we're going to take care of the civil matter with you as well. But something that we're talking about, which is really important, is that the community can get really involved with this through social media.
Absolutely.
They get online and they follow Animal Justice League of America, Jungle Law Group. They can follow the story, and they can also just be involved with it as it goes along and participate. And that's what's really
important for them to know just being that number of a follower gives us leverage. I mean, you get to 1 million followers in a hurry, everybody takes notice.
It goes viral.
And that has already gone viral. This story was picked up within 24 hours after the press conference in New York, LA, and 20 states in between.
Well, obviously she's in some pain right now, but how is she doing overall, and what kind of future do you see for her?
She is unbelievable. Danielle at the press conference said, unfortunately, she had to take a bullet. If you got 10 minutes to spend with this dog, you would get emotional, the energy she gives off. It's almost like she knew this was a part of starting a movement, to be a face of a movement, and she's willing to suffer to save millions of other animals from abuse.
You know,
And she's going to.
We're going to get these guys. You know, this is our jungle, me and Lauren's jungle. We're going to come out there and get these guys.
Yeah.
You're in our territory now.
Yeah.
I'm going to
They
put
don't
Watch
navigate
out.
through the legal system.
collectively,
We do.
we're going to shine a
So that's
light,
what we're gonna
and
get 'em.
legally, they're going to make sure we find them. And here's the deal: if civil cases have a lower threshold than criminal cases, we're going to sue every one of these people. We're going to sue them for the legal fees. In her case, we're going to not for the medical fees.
If they don't
and
wanna
I
pay
will
us,
come after them. I'll garnish their wages. We will not stop until they're really infamous. The whole world is going to know who they are.
I got chills. I love how passionate you guys
We're also
are.
going
I
to do
really
a dog. We're
appreciate
also
that.
trying to get the dog registry passed, which
Yes.
means
Yes.
that every time that they get convicted of a felony of a dog abuse, there's a 2 to 5 year registry,
Right.
which gives them their name, what they were charged with, a picture of them, their address.
Everybody knows who they are.
Stop. This stuff's got to stop.
And quickly, as we close, how can people help if our viewers are watching this story?
What
and-
Lauren said, most important,
It's so important.
follow these 2 pages. That's by far the biggest way they can impact, because we're going to continue to communicate through those pages.
Yeah, and just express yourselves. Don't be shy about like commenting, because the more comments that are online, I mean, the more people are going to listen to the issues.
And then next
Absolutely.
week we start a registry. Go to Laggie Facebook. We're going to get a big registry where everybody puts their petitions. So we want to try to collaborate with the prosecutors so they start prosecuting these people and not just pleading out.
Good. Thank you guys so much for what you're
Thank
doing.
you.
Thanks for having us.
I
We
really
appreciate
appreciate
it.
your passion, and I hope she is able to find a home after this. I'm sure we'll.
I'm sure she will have no problem.
Yeah.
She won't.
She is an absolute sweetheart. I've
She's
gotten
a
to spend
famous
some
dog.
time with her, and she's lovely. If you guys do want some more information, we will have a link to Jungle Law Group and Unleashed Pet Rescue on kclive.tv later on today. And of course, make sure you get on that social media, follow these guys, and keep up with the story. Thanks, guys.